Kevin Richards from Ventura Web Design is my internet guru when it comes to my website. And it's funny, he's joining us right now on the KDON Live line. Hey, Kevin, how you doing?
Hey, good morning, Alan. How are you today?
I am doing great. First day of summer. How could I be? You know, I mean, how cool is that? Yes, indeed. Hey, listen, a few things here. We talked about Facebook fatigue a few weeks ago, so I got a few follow-up questions to ask you. One of them being, if the teens are not going to Facebook right now, where are they going?
Well, the teens are definitely the leaders in social networking, and small businesses are always wondering, should they be involved in social networking, and, you know, where's the return on investment? And, you know, teens are moving to different social networks such as Twitter. There's a couple other new ones that you may not have heard about before. Tumblr is what's called a micro-blogging site.
Tumblr? No. I know Twitter, but Tumblr.
Yeah, and what's happening is teens they don't want to be where their parents are, is basically what it comes down to. They want to have a little bit of privacy. They want to have their own cool network rather than the network that everybody else is on.
Oh, okay. So what happens when the parents start catching on and they start going to Tumblr?
Yeah, that's kind of the thing, right? That's what's happened even with another social network called Instagram. And the neat thing about Instagram is they're always innovating, but it's important to remember they are owned by Facebook, so it's going to definitely be the same crowd, same advertising, same growth. Instagram is primarily a picture-sharing tool, and the difference there is they just rolled out a new feature. It's now a video-sharing tool, so you can actually snap video segments from your phone in 15-second increments and share those online.
Wow. What about MySpace? Does that still exist anymore, or is it being redone?
It's been rebranded and it's been rebuilt, and the concept there is they're trying to connect young people with music artists. And I think Justin Timberlake is a big investor in that, and he's trying to make that successful. We're really not seeing it catching on, but it is working as a small niche as opposed to the number one social network that it used to be.
There's another one that somebody just mentioned to me here as you're talking called Vine.
Exactly. Vine is owned by Twitter, and Vine is similar to what I've described with Instagram. The difference between the two is that Vine is done in 6-second increments versus Instagram, which is in 15s. And one reason that everyone loves Instagram is because you can apply filters. Just like you could to a photo, you can apply sepia and all that stuff. You can apply different filters to your videos on Instagram now.
All right, so I'm going to have to check out Tumblr just to see what's going on over there. Now, how are the kids protecting their privacy online, if at all? Because as we know, we've the latest controversies with the NSA going on people's line. I mean, is there any way to absolutely protect your privacy?
The best way to protect your privacy is to not be online. You have to acknowledge that once it's out there, it's out there. There is a tool called Snapchat, and what that does is it allows you to send pictures that self-destruct after being viewed. But the problem with that is that you can always take what's called a screenshot. So while the program itself will delete the photo, you can grab that photo a multiple list of other ways and have it permanently. So the younger generation, according to a recent Pew poll, is getting smarter about sharing. They're turning off the public features of Facebook. They're keeping their photos a little bit more private. Twitter is really the place that you want to be if you want to be public. It's the information you share is text only, and it's very minimal. And only about 24% of people report keeping their tweets private.
All right. I understand, and I haven't seen this myself, but I understand from people who, I guess, look for that stuff, that a lot of the young people were posting online lots and lots of naked pictures of themselves. I mean, that's become the thing. When I was growing up, we were little. We wouldn't have even thought of anything like that. We didn't have the internet, but wouldn't have thought about putting pictures. But I guess now it's become an acceptable thing.
Right, and it's really up to parents to monitor their children and to teach them from a young age how to use technology. I mean, my young children run around the house all the time with active live video cameras, from our cell phones and all that. So we have to teach them what's appropriate and what's not, so they understand.
Oh, that reminds me of the guy from that commercial on TV where, for Cox, he's running around, videoing everything, and that's going viral, and all that stuff. So I guess your kids saw that commercial and they went, it's a great idea. I was listening to Jerry Doyle the other day, too, and he was talking about Ghostery.
Ghostery, what is that?
Oh, you don't know? I get to tell Kevin Richards about something. I don't believe it. I went to it right away to find out. It's actually a website. You got to check this out. It's Ghostery, 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 which will allow you to be able to see when anybody is coming at you. They're trying to get information from you of any kind at all. It tells you who they are, where they are, what they're looking for, and all that stuff. So, I mean, you know where people are trying to plant cookies or anything it is that you can find out from Ghostery. There was another one he mentioned, too. But I wanted to mention that to you because I did go to that, and I said, this is very, very cool.
Yeah, I'm taking a look at it right now. It's actually pretty neat. It actually allows you to identify which companies are seeking information about you, and it allows you to kind of block that.
Excellent. Well, stay with me. I've got a few more questions to ask you and to tell you about something that I'm going to be doing this weekend relating to all this and get your take on it. So stay with me a moment. Kevin Richards, Ventura Web Design, joining us right here on News Talk 720 KDWN as we broadcast live from the Emerald Island Casino. Kevin, appreciate you being with me and for holding over.
Hey, absolutely. I spent the break reading up on Ghostery and checking that out.
What do you think about that?
It's a pretty cool tool. I mean, every website out there, especially e-commerce websites, is going to have technology that tracks you. And one of the things that they like to do is called retargeting. And what they do is they place a cookie on your website they place a cookie on your computer after you've gone to a particular website. And then when you're bouncing around the web, say on a particular news website, they'll show you an ad from that e-commerce site you were at earlier. And if they're really good at it, they'll show you the exact product that you were looking at earlier and try to remind you of it and get you to go back there and shop there again.
Yep, I've had that happen to me many times. Let me tell you what I'm doing this weekend. Just want to get your feedback on this. I think what I'm about to do is come into the new century, the new millennium when it comes to computers and everything else. First of all, I am getting an iPad this weekend, which people bugged me about getting for a long time. So I feel so modern. You know, I can almost go to the Electric Daisy Carnival. I'm getting so modern. Well, not that modern. But also, I've been on PC forever. That's the only thing I've ever been on is PC, and I'm getting the Big Mac that's got 3 terabytes or something like that. Big screen. I'm picking that up this weekend as well. Now, is that a good move, or should I stay with PC?
Well, you're definitely going to have some learning curve to get over, but the concept of Mac is that it doesn't require a manual. You can use it right out of the box. I think you're going to experience a lot better time on the internet, a lot better time looking at content, viewing videos and things like that. It's going to be smoother. It's going to be just easier for you once you get the hang of it.
All right, and I'm having them also download some of the PC programs, Word, and a few of those things I'm used to. So I'm going to have that happen also. Jeffrey K. Howard, I know, did the same thing, switched on over, and they downloaded Word, and it's made his life a whole lot easier also.
Yeah, you can definitely do that. The more popular programs are definitely available on both platforms, so you're definitely going to be able to do that. Now, are you going to get an iPad mini or the full-size iPad?
No, the full-size iPad.
Good. Yeah, definitely go with the one that has more memory, more storage on it. That way you'll be able to put more content, so it'll last longer for those long plane rides.
Right, and also we got for Father's Day, I got the keyboard, the wireless keyboard with the little cover and all that kind of stuff. So I'm all ready to go. Just put that iPad in and fire it up and get them to connect my iPad with my new iMac, and I'll be ready to fly. I know there's going to be a learning curve, but I'm going to rely on my kids to help me out on that.
Yeah, I think you'll really enjoy it. The one thing to remember is that all of the content is primarily stored on the computer. It's not technically on the device itself. It is there, but all of your content it kind of uses the computer as a hub. So even though you've got the content on the iPad or you've got it on the iPhone, just remember that the primary place that it's truly stored is on that laptop or on the desktop.
Real quick, last question I've got to ask you. You said stored on the computer. Isn't this stuff also stored on what they call the cloud now or something like that?
They do. They have the Apple Cloud, and there's also, it's actually called the iCloud, and then there's also a Google equivalent. Basically, Google has a very inexpensive computer called a Chromebook, and for $200, you can have a computer that's primary purpose is to connect you to the internet quickly and efficiently, and it's where Google is encouraging you to store everything, all of your content, your Word documents, your music, everything in the cloud. So it's a different experience. It's a different option. It's very inexpensive. Good thing to give to college kids so they don't have to worry about the $3,000 Apple computer and taking care of it at college.
Is the Google, by the way, for PC, or is it also for Apple?
Google is actually it's a Chromebook. It's got its own operating system called Chrome OS, and it's different. It doesn't allow you to really install programs to the computer itself like you normally would. Its primary purpose, like I said, is to get you to the internet, where you're going to use 90% of your activity throughout the day. If you watch, is probably going to be on the internet anyway. So the Chromebook is a great way to get you there, and it provides a consistent experience across any different computer that you're on once you're using Chrome.
Kevin Richards, Ventura Web Design, thank you so much for joining me this morning. To find out more about Ventura Web Design, simply go to allenstock.com. On the right-hand side of the page, you'll see the Ventura Web Design logo. Click onto that, and you'll find out more about it. Kevin, thanks so much for joining us. Happy summer. Have a good weekend, and we'll do it again next week.
Thank you, sir. Talk to you then.